Well, hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Scoop Bar, and today we got Bull again with us to talk about his upcoming project, the Pangea. So welcome to the show.
Hello, thanks. Glad to be here talking about Pangea.
So Pangea is a full-size keyboard. It's beautiful, by the way. Like, I was blown away by the anodization finish on it, the patina, everything about it looks amazing. So aesthetically, aside, is the adaptability with a numpad. I don't think we've seen many swappable numpad, honestly, until recently. That seems like a lot of creative problem solving when it comes to design something like this. It's not as easy as just doing a fixed layout. Mm-hmm. Were there kind of a moment in the process, like where you're thinking, is this even possible? Like, to design the Pangea where you can swap the numpad?
So I had previously designed 60% with a numpad that was swappable. But in that case, the whole top case could just rotate. With the Pangea, you can't just fully swap the thing around. I was like thinking about the parts that need to be separated. So, you've got the numpad and then the TKL cluster. And those are the two that you have to be able to switch around. And then I was gonna only have one weight, but then because of the size of the keyboard, one just external bar weight like that, I didn't think it would provide the sound that I wanted. So that's why there's that inner brass sheet. So the board can have a more even sound across the whole thing.
So you mentioned sound. Like, sound and feel are honestly like pretty important factors when it comes to the mechanical keyboard hobby. Like, usually to get a good sound, you sacrifice feel, and vice versa. To get a good feel, you sacrifice the sound. Like, how did you balance both of those for the Pangea?
So I kind of hold all my designs to a standard in sound and feel. And I know myself, if a board, it doesn't sound or feel like I like, or I can't find a combination that I like, I'm just not going to end up using it. So I kind of wanted to focus on, a lot of people have different preferences, so the Pangea has the 3 different durometers for the gaskets. So you've got 30, 60, 90. And then that kind of lets people pick what they prefer. So like the 90A is the firmest gasket, so that should most closely replicate a top mount. But then if you go to 30A, you'll get the whole build can kind of bounce. So it's like more people can be satisfied with the build by trying out the different things. And the board comes with all 3 gaskets by default. Everybody can try it out, and you don't have to buy any extra add-ons or anything. So it should be,
that's great.
Pretty customizable.
I mean, that's the big part of a hobby, right? It's everyone's got different preferences, So
yeah, exactly.
I really appreciate you kind of accommodating all of that. That's awesome. Yeah. So your trip to China, tell me a little bit more about that. Like, did you get to see any kind of prototypes or like the Pangea manufacturing?
Yeah, one of the other things was cool to see. Actually, we walked into the shop area, where the CNC machines were, and they had a couple of Pangea tops on like the completed shelf, and it was like, ooh, I know what that is. And then another thing we got to see was they had rapid prototype of the Oblique, which is going to be an upcoming in-stock keyboard. So we can talk more about that later, about future plans.